fact that I am not bisexual. Had I not had a bad experience when I was 16 years old, I might be bisexual, because James Dean himself said, why go through life with one hand tied behind your back?
Well,
but I'm quite happy in my closet, and I don't condemn homosexuality in my business.
But you do have in your films, don't you, bisexual acts?
Yes, we do. And the bisexual acts, by the way, have become a very popular medium for couples to take a look at. And women are finally...
For perverts.
No, women are finally getting a chance to see beautiful men in lust and love.
Oh, boy. Hey, Britt, what do you think about that? He has, in his films, he has bisexuals all making love to each other. How does that grab you?
Wally, I'm in disbelief. Bill, let me tell you this. 2 years ago, on our local Group W cable thing, an interviewer was speaking with Ron Jeremy, a very popular actor in your profession.
Yes, nicknamed the Hedgehog.
That's right. And he pointed out that indeed the actors and actresses are very aware and ensure that they do constantly get tests and what have you. But just as Wally does, I've gone to X-rated films, and I've also gone to a peep parlor on Hollywood Boulevard, and sure enough, there were two gays engaging in homosexual sex without a condom. Now, how can you possibly advocate that? In that instance, the gentleman didn't guard against it.
Well, as sarcastic as it may seem, if you're unhealthy, you deserve to be dead.
Oh, gosh. But you see what he's trying to say. What he's trying to say, Bill, is you are, by these bisexual acts, now you are not only doing immoral things by showing pornography between male and female, now you're encouraging homosexuality and bisexuality with these films.
I'm encouraging freedom of sexual expression between consenting adults. They know what they want to do. I'm not going to inhibit them in any way, shape, or form.
All right, back to our phones. Let's go to Orange County. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Wally. This is Randy from Huntington Beach.
Yes, Randy.
Yeah, nice to be on your show tonight.
Thank you.
I'm a long-time listener.
Thank you.
Now, I am on Margold's side, okay?
That's okay. Go ahead. If you want to be sick, go ahead.
Well, I'm not sick, and I don't always watch it, but sometimes I do, okay?
Well, why do you watch porno? I mean, why do you have to watch that kind of sick stuff?
Well, sometimes it's enjoyable. You're having a party. There are a lot of people around that enjoy it, and, you know, it kicks up the party.
Well,
but the point I wanted to make, Wally, okay?
Yeah.
You know, government said that, you know, under the First Amendment that, you know, government will enact no laws to suppress freedom of speech. And are you going to suppress what people want to watch in the privacy of their own home?
Well,
it's between consenting adults, Wally.
Well, what I'm saying is those freedoms have been greatly abused by people like Bill Margold. I'm sure when our founding fathers wrote all of those rights, they did not envision in their wildest imagination that people like Margold would be doing the kind of filthy, degrading things that they're doing.
On the contrary, I think they did.
No, they didn't. This is Wally George on KLAC, the Wally George Great American Radio Show. We're here every week on Monday nights from 7 until 10. Next week we'll be on at 10 o'clock approximately following the Rams game. We're talking about pornography. How do you feel about it? If you want to call me in the 213 or the 818 area code and write these numbers down. If the lines are busy, they're bursting off the walls, by the way. If the lines are busy, write these numbers down and keep on trying, because you'll get through when somebody hangs up. In Los Angeles, the San Fernando Valley, 213 or the 818 area code. It's 520-KLAC, 520-KLAC. The 714 area code out in Orange County, 977-KLAC, 977-KLAC. William Margold, Porno King, is here. Yeah. And we will be right back. Stay where you are. Out of here. Bill Margold, porno producer and star, of course. He stars in his own films. Nobody else would hire him. We're taking your phone calls. How do you feel about porno? You know, a few minutes ago I said that I'd be on next Monday after the Rams game.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, I must be. No, I meant after the Lakers game. So we'll be on after the Lakers game next Monday, approximately 10 p.m. Let's go back to our phones now. The subject is pornography. What do you think? Do you think it's sick like I do, and do you think it should be outlawed, or do you agree with this vermin here who goes by the name of Bill Margold? Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, Wally?
Yes.
Hi, this is Greg from Rolling Hills, and
Yes.
I have a question for Margold.
Go ahead.
I was wondering if you think that it's fair to your family to be in this business.
I don't live my life for my family. They don't live their life for me.
Well, would you respect your family members if they were involved in the business?
Certainly, if they're over 18, they can do whatever they want.
He has no respect. I mean, can't you tell it? He has no respect.
Yeah, it's true, Wally.
He has
Have no respect for who? I have respect for myself. I have respect for my co-workers.
You have no decency. You have no dignity.
Like your co-workers really deserve respect.
My co-workers are family. Yes, they do. They deserve respect, and they deserve your admiration and your esteem. They are stars. They
Do you
are
have any
legends.
children, Bill?
Yes. I have a 20-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old daughter.
And they know, do both of them know what kind of business you're in?
Absolutely.
Your 10-year-old knows.
Yeah, Goldie Bear knows. Goldie Bear knows and gets a big kick out of it.
If I had my way, I would take those kids away from you. That's what I would do.
You're welcome to them. I don't live with my children.
See, he doesn't even care about his kids.
I accept absolutely no responsibility except for myself.
Are you divorced?
A couple of times.
Okay, boy, I'll tell you, the guy is something. Doesn't even care about his kids. The heck with them. Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead. Hello?
Oh,
Who's this?
Wally?
Yeah, what's your first name?
Yeah, this is Dennis from Los Angeles.
Yes, Dennis, go ahead.
Yeah, I was calling, I see, about the pornography, I see both sides of the moral issue. I think, for one thing, that little kids who watch this stuff or whoever might get exposed, you know, that's the bad part.
It's going to corrupt their minds.
I don't think little kids even understand
Yeah,
it.
I don't think kids, you know, you got to consider the young audience, and also whether Brian knows it or not, or accepts it or not. Pornography is like a promotion for prostitution.
Sure it
you
is.
know. And all those women, you know, a number of prostitutes, they're getting paid to do sex. And,
That's exactly right.
Absolutely not. They are the furthest thing in the world from prostitutes.
No, they aren't. No,
oh,
no.
absolutely.
No,
Well, for that matter, anybody who earns money is a prostitute, Wally.
Anybody who
Earns money entertaining is a prostitute.
Wait a minute. Anybody who takes money for acts of sex, that's a prostitute. And you pay girls to perform acts of sex in front of a camera, so what are they? They're prostitutes.
They are actresses. They are performers. They are stars.
Don't you agree, Dennis? They're prostitutes.
That's true, but all right, now on the other side, pornography in some cases can be educational. You know, I had a sister that worked in a video store.
Your sister worked in a video store?
Yeah, she worked in a video store.
And she liked those things?
No, she just worked there. Okay, I'm saying she would see married couples and stuff come in and rent, you know, not hardcore, but sensuous tapes, you know, to get, you know.
Well, that's not going to help their marriages. It's just going to.
Of course it is.
No,
it's going to enlighten
It's
them.
going to hurt their marriages.
You know, but on that case, you know, it might be all right. But then again, you got to consider the young audiences. You know, the kids, they get to it. Their parents aren't always around to watch them.
You're right, pal. But listen, I say even married people, it's, you know, if their marriage is in trouble, they're not going to solve their marital problems by going out and getting a porno video. The problems are still going to be there.
What's wrong with a little thrill?
Oh, thrill. Yeah, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, Wally.
Who's this?
Well, it's Joseph from Anaheim.
Joseph?
I want to tell you, I think that pornography is an abomination to mankind. I couldn't agree with you more. I've murdered 3 pornography dealers.
Huh?
I'm going to do it again.
You've murdered.
He's trying to be funny. He thinks he's a funny. That isn't even funny, pal. That isn't even a little bit humorous. Ridiculous thing to say. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, Wally.
Yeah, who's this?
This is Adriana from L.A.
Yes, Adriana.
I want to tell that sicko that you have there. You know, in Mexico, where I come from, sex is very natural, just like going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay?
That sounds about right.
Hey, listen, you don't go into detail how you use the bathroom. You know, how you have your bowel movements. And that's the same thing with sex. You don't have to discuss them, even though it's real natural.
It seems to me that Mexico is where the Donkey Act was created.
Oh, come on. Yeah, by sickos like you.
Ever hear of the Blue Fox?
Sickos like you.
Actually, what's sick about sex?
Well, what she's saying is she's making a very valid point. What she's saying is you certainly would not want to see on film the act of going to the bathroom.
If you liken sex to acting going to the bathroom, there's something wrong with everyone's mind.
Listen.
That's a private thing, and so is sex, Margot.
Exactly. It's very private, and whatever makes you go to the bathroom, more power to you, and whatever makes you come when you have sex, more power to you, but you don't have to tell everybody.
That's right.
You know, when you're an adult, that comes natural, like you say, you know.
You don't talk about it, and you don't...
You know, don't tell me
No
what
one's
to do,
forcing you to watch.
And you know, it's the same thing for the very same reason that you are not allowed to walk down the street naked. You could not go out, Margot, on your front lawn and have love with your stupid woman, because you'd be arrested because of an obscene act. The same exact thing is true when you put it on a video or a film. Don't you agree, Adriana?
Those videos are sickening. You know, I have a 17-year-old daughter.
A 17-year-old?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, you know, even in school and everything, they find it so disgusting. They say that adults are making sex sickening, repulsive.
Yep, you're right.
You know?
You know what?
Well, what are you going to do with your 17-year-old daughter when she wants to know what sex is all about?
Hey, let her learn with love from her boyfriend or her husband.
Certainly not.
You know?
And certainly not from your
Like you
videos.
telling her how to do it with two different men.
Why begrudge her the chance to learn?
To learn perversion?
What's perversion?
Get out of here. To learn your degrading, despicable way of sex? Get out of here, Margot. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, Wally.
Yeah, who's this?
This is Jeff from San Clemente.
Yes, Jeff?
And I've been listening to this conversation that's been going on about pornography,
Yes.
and I have to agree with you just about everything you said.
Thank you.
I mean,
do you want to say anything to Bill Margot?
Not really. I really don't want to talk to that low life form. But one point I'd like to make
All right.
is that someone bringing up the Constitution, and that, you know, it's protected on the right of freedom of speech.
Yeah, speak up. I can hardly hear you.
Yeah, he's been talking about the Constitution.
Yeah.
And how it's, you know, pornography is supposedly protected under the right of speech in America.
Right.
Well, I think when the framers wrote the Constitution, I don't think they intended for the Constitution to be used in that manner.
That's exactly what I said just a few minutes ago. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of absurd.
Our freedoms have been abused by people like Bill Margot. Don't you agree?
Oh, I agree with you, definitely.
Thank you very much for your call. I appreciate it very much. Yes, Los Angeles, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello, Bill. Wally.
Yeah, who's this?
Yeah, this is Steve from L.A.
All right, Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say something to that egotistical weasel.
Bill Margot.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, well, I want to say porno is not a catharsis, but a depressant. The music is dumb, the plots are stupid, the dialogue is lame.
I see you've seen a lot of them.
And it makes sex boring. And you'll never be a director of the stature of David Lynch or Sergio Leone or George Houston.
Who the hell's George Houston?
You know who he is.
No, I don't.
John Houston.
Thank you. Get your names right, then we'll
You'll
talk.
always just be a little nobody making these cheap little porno movies, making your little small profits,
I'm
and
not
you'll
in it
never
for
be
profit.
anywhere, because sex can only go as far. It doesn't go too far if you just have a movie strictly.
You speak from a tremendous lack of experience. You haven't seen enough of them to know what you're talking about.
Tell me one good porno movie of
The opening of Misty Beethoven, Take Off, Every Woman Has a Fantasy,
Boring.
Sexually Altered States, Deep
Boring.
Throat 2.
Hey, Steve, hold
You
on.
haven't even
boring.
seen Deep Throat 2. It's impossible.
Deep Throat was
2.
a
Deep
cheap
Throat
porno
2.
movie. It was
I'm talking about a
boring.
sequel, Deep
Steve,
Throat 2.
hold
Yeah.
on. Steve, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, Steve, listen to me. You made a very valid point, and I want to agree with you here. I wish I'd have brought that up. Margot, he made a very good point. The reason you're in this business is because you're not good enough to be in a legitimate film industry. You're not talented enough or clever enough to be in a legitimate motion picture industry. So the only
But
way
the legitimate world is more corrupt than my world.
your talents are only good enough to be in the gutter. That's why you're doing what you're
That's
doing.
not true.
Because you haven't got enough talent to go anywhere else. Do you agree with me, Steve?
Yeah, it's just a capitalist exploitation
Oh, well,
for
don't.
sick
That's
warriors.
not capitalistic because I'm not in it for money. You haven't listened to this show.
Okay, let's go back to Orange County. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes, Wally.
Who's this?
This is Jeff from Anaheim.
Okay, Jeff.
Yeah, listen, I had a question about some stuff here. You know, in the wake of all these movies about like Rambo and First Blood and Death Before Dishonor and all these movies about death and killing and stuff.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that I would think that porno would in some way be healthy.
Well, I'll tell you what. Excessive violence, to me, is pornography. Yes. I think when you see people getting blown up and their heads split open and their arms chopped off and blood and guts all over the screen, that's just as bad as perverted sex that Margold has with his women in whips and chains and in all of these poses, their bodies in every possible angle. Yeah, but I agree with you. I think that violence and stuff like that is just as bad. It's still pornography. It's all the same horrible stuff. Wally George here on KLAC, the Wally George Great American Radio Show. We'll be right back with your phone calls. Stay where you are. here, the Wally George Great American Radio Show, exclusively on KLAC, the best country music station in the whole nation. Remember, 24 hours a day, we have country music here, and then on Monday nights, we talk on my show. Be with me every Monday, and tell your friends to join us. I want to hear from you. Write to me. Grab a pencil. I'll give you my address. Love to hear that you're joining me here on KLAC. Write to me. I will answer your letter. I read every letter I get. I answer every one. And if you like, I will send you out a porno producer and actor who stars in his own trash is here on the show for a little while longer. Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Ron from Van Nuys, and I wanted to talk to Bill.
Go ahead.
Okay, you know how these people in the porno business are always saying that, no, they'd never show any films to kids. And what I wanted to know is, if there's nothing wrong with pornography, if it's not bad, then why are they afraid to show it to kids?
What do you mean afraid to show it to kids? We firmly believe that the stuff should be watched by people over 18 years old. And after that, it's a total freedom of choice.
Well, why not show it to people under 18 if there's nothing wrong with it?
Because supposedly under 18 are restricted by certain moralistic and sociological statements.
All right, I'm going to ask you, Bill, if you had your way, would you let any kids at any age watch pornography?
From 13 on, yes.
From 13 on, you'd let them watch porno?
Because they're going to have a healthier view of sex if they see it from 13 on than they would learning it in the gutter where you think my business is.
By watching your stuff, they are learning about it in the gutter.
Oh, no, they're not. They're learning about it on a rarefied situation.
No, they're not. They're learning about it because what you're showing is not really beautiful sex.
How do you know? You condemn my titles, you condemn my industry.
I've seen the kind of stuff that you do. You don't portray sex as a thing of love and beauty. You portray it as animalistic, as two people lusting.
But sex is animalistic.
And you show all kinds of kinky things.
There's nothing wrong with a little kink. There's nothing wrong with a little spice in your life.
Kinkiness, whips, chains.
It isn't real. It's pretend. It's entertainment.
Yeah, but you make it real, and you.
What do you mean we make it real?
By what you do, you are enticing people to do that kind of thing in their sex life.
Again, I state it's a catharsis.
No, when people watch your kind of films and they see women being chained to their beds and lashed and spanked and whipped and
you don't think that goes on in society without watching our stuff?
And handcuffed, you're encouraging people to try that kind of perversion, and that's perverted sex.
I'm not encouraging any more than Bubba Smith we did a talk show a long time ago, Wally, if you remember the Alan Thicke show, and I said that Bubba Smith does not encourage people going out to play tackle football any more than I do encourage people getting tied up.
You can't compare that at all, but do you really think that what sex is it's okay to do things like handcuff yourself to a bed, have women chained and maybe spanked and
between
beaten?
Consenting adults, anything goes.
You don't think that's perverted or sick?
No, I don't.
No, boy, you're really over the hill, pal. Now I take it back. He shouldn't be put away in the slammer. He should be put away in a mental home. That's where he belongs. Hello, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Am I in the air?
Who's this?
This is Ted in Buena Park.
Yes, Ted, go ahead.
Wally, I'm kind of puzzled. If you're against pornography, against all the way you express it, why you bring a guest like that on a show? Everybody knows Bill Margot, and you're still bringing in to promote your show. That's all I can see it.
I am bringing Bill Margot, and the reason I have guests on my show is to expose them for the danger. I've had Bill on my television show, and every time I have him and people like him on, I bring him on so he can dig a hole for himself and show you the kind of pervert, the kind of animal that he is. I bring these people on because if you don't hear it from the horse's mouth, then you don't know how dangerous pornography is. I've been campaigning against pornography for years and years and years and years, but unless you hear it from the people. Now, you see, the things he's been saying tonight, he thinks it's okay to have women lashed and bound together and acts of perversion and acts of
there are acts of perversion in your eyes, Wally.
And oh, sir, sure, he hung up now because he had no answer for me. But you see, the reason I have Margot, a lot of people like him, I want you to know what these people are doing to our society. I want you to know what these people are doing to our morality. I want you to know why I feel they should be put out of business once and for all. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, Wally. This is Rick from Sherman Oaks.
Yes, Rick.
First, I want to say I respect you, and I don't respect your guest.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask your guest, what's his name?
My name is Bill Margold.
Bill. I'd like to know what happened to the ex-porno star Joe Pine. Is he still around?
All right, get off of here. This guy's out of his mind. You little... Okay, yes, you're on the air. Go ahead. Hello. Hello, you're on the air.
Oh, yeah, I would like to... I've been listening to your show.
Yes?
And I want you to know that I kind of agree with you a little and agree with him, but my wife and me, when we were having some bad problems, and I picked up a copy of one of Mr. Marigold's movies. You would Judge Ballou, right?
Yes, that's in a thing called Divorce Court Expose. It's a
Right.
it's designed for couples. It's a definitive rip-off of the TV series Divorce Court with legitimately good acting by Wayne Stevens, Jerry Butler, Ron Jeremy, Siobhan Hunter, directed by Vinnie Rossi and written by Cherie Marie. I did play a judge, and I enjoyed it. There's a second part coming out in March, or I believe in April or May.
So you're saying that you saw Margold's porno film and you enjoyed it?
Well, I must say that it helped my wife and myself are arguing a lot, and I think it was because of sexual tension.
You were arguing a lot, and Margold's porno film stopped your arguing?
I would see how that one would do it.
It helped us out a little bit, yeah, I must say.
How did it help you? Tell me, I'm curious, how did it help you?
It sexually stimulated me.
It sexually stimulated you. And did it sexually stimulate your wife?
Oh, yes, most assuredly. By all means, as a matter of fact, it did.
It's a Vidco product.
If you have to turn to porno, if you and your wife have to turn to porno to get turned on, then, my friend, you're in real bad shape, Rick.
Well, Mr. George, I'm just an average, everyday person, to tell you the truth.
I don't think so. I think you're an average, everyday pervert. Thank you very much for your call.
Why condemn
and you're
your
out
listeners?
of here. Okay, yes, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jana from Pomona.
Yes.
And I would like to talk to that filthy scumbag,
Go ahead.
Bill Margold.
Go ahead.
I'd like to tell him he was talking about the glory and the honor and the self-respect that these stars get. Well, I'd like to hear the story about Vanessa Williams and, you know, her glory that she got when she
Vanessa Williams and Penthouse. Okay, let me tell you about Vanessa Williams and Penthouse magazine. If you really believe that she was taken advantage of, then you have no idea about what publicity and public relations is all about. Vanessa Williams was a very attractive black woman who became Miss America, and at the same time knew that she'd only last there for a year, but if she could do something to perpetuate her image and magnify her own glory, she would then become legend, and she
But
did.
Bill, you do take advantage of people like...
No, I do
yes,
not.
These young girls, they come into town, and and they're starving to death.
We already went through this.
Just a minute. They come into town, they're starving to death, they're looking for some kind of easy work, and you entice them into it, and before they know it, they're porno prostitutes.
That's wrong, because I can get them work in any number of other areas before they take their clothes off.
Yeah, but what about this, you said that she has glory for the rest of her life?
Yes.
You know, you still didn't answer my question. You said public relations and all this bullcrap.
I guarantee you that entire thing between her and Penthouse was prefabricated it was already pre-planned.
Oh, baloney.
Her downfall was pre-planned.
She really desired to give up her crown as Miss America.
Of course she did, because that would only last 1 year. 1 year. Do you really and honestly believe that she had much of a future after that year?
Oh, I'm sure she did. A lot of women do. They go on to be top models and things like that.
That's right.
Not Miss Americas.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Lots of them do. I've read
a lot of them
about
disappear into total anonymity.
I believe this young lady, I believe Vanessa Williams was taken advantage of. I think that they happened to catch her at a time that she was probably lured by some slime like you because she was hard up for money, and then they capitalized on it, and they used her and ruined her by bringing up these pictures. Yes, I agree with this caller. She was used. What's that? Yes.
I want to say one thing before I go, and that is that I really think this guy is a jerk, and he needs to be put away in a mental hospital, just like you said. He needs to go back to the gutter.
You're absolutely right. Thank you for your call. And if I have my way, he'll be in there by tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Hello, you're on the air.
Yes, I'd like to ask a question of the creep.
Go ahead. The creep is waiting to take your call.
Absolutely, with bated breath.
Creep Margold.
Thank you.
Why don't you admit that the reason why you do these things that you do is either out of hatred for women or just contempt for human beings?
What would you like me to admit? Which one do you want me to answer first? That I hate women or that I have contempt for human beings?
Which one is it? It has
I have
to be one or
contempt
the
for
other.
stupid human beings, and I also have contempt for some stupid women who ask me stupid questions. So that might answer all your questions
Well,
at
if
one
you're
time.
talking about me, you're not fit to shine my shoes.
Why did you start off by telling me that I was a creep?
Because you are. You're filled
What-
with hatred.
what
Listen to the way you talk. You're filled with hatred.
What defines creep?
Well, you rebel against society. by-
Yes, I rebel. I'm damn well happy to rebel, too.
Well, why doesn't somebody rebel against you? You're the one that's rubbing mud in everyone's
Let them take
face.
their best shot. That's what I'm up here for.
You see, maybe...
Listen to the hatred in his voice. He doesn't even care about his own kids. He
It's
probably
called
doesn't care about whether they
competition.
lived or died. He don't even care. What is lower than a man that doesn't care about his own kids, doesn't care whether they live or die?
The most important person in the world is you yourself.
You have a responsibility to your children.
I have responsibility
it is
only
your
to myself.
responsibility to take care of those children which you bring into the
It
world.
is most certainly not my responsibility.
He should never
Then
have...
you shouldn't have brought them into the world.
It was a prearranged situation.
What do you think? Who do you think is supposed to take care of them? Do you think the welfare department?
The women who got pregnant wanted to be
You got
pregnant.
her pregnant.
Yes, they wanted the children.
Why
I
should
did
she
not.
have to take care of them all by herself, work an 18-hour day, and live in poverty?
Neither woman is living in poverty.
So why should she have to take care of them all by herself? Why should
They
the woman have to
elected
take care of
to.
them all by herself?
They elected.
That's
Why
because
don't you-
God made a man and a woman, or whatever it is that made us, made
Let me
a man
tell you
and
something.
a woman.
What I think is, I think he has contempt and hatred for decent women like you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Wally George here on KLAC, the Wally George Great American Radio Show. We'll be right back. More phone calls. Stay there. Need a Pepto-Bismol after this interview. William Margold, porno producer and actor who stars in his own sick porno films, is our guest. We'll take him up till 9 o'clock, and then we'll try to change the subject before I get violently ill. Hello, you're on the air. Go ahead. Hello, you're on the air.
Okay. I want to know, what if a lady come on the street, come to your film, and find out that she have AIDS? What you gonna do about that?
What are you asking me?
What if a lady come out to one of your films, and you have sex with her, and you find out that she have
AIDS?
exposed to AIDS?
Yes. What would you like
gonna do about that?
What would you like me to do? Put a bullet in her? What are you telling me?
Well, what he's saying is that there's a strong possibility that some of the women that you have on may be AIDS carriers.
Yes. So.
And so you may be, by what you're doing, helping to spread the AIDS disease.
Life is a series of chances.
Oh, yeah. So what's a little AIDS between friends, right?
Like I said, if you're unhealthy, you deserve to be dead.
Well, you're about as unhealthy...
Am I really?
Mentally than I have ever heard.
But am I unhealthy physically?
You're unhealthy mentally and emotionally and spiritually.
Spiritually?
And spiritually.
I am my own God.
Oh, boy. Gee. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, Wally. This is Mark from Long Beach.
Yes.
I think you have an excellent show, and I'd like to say something to our Mr. Porno.
Yes.
First of all, is your name Bill, right?
Bill Margold.
Bill Margold, did
Mm-hmm.
you know that Jesus loves you?
Well, that's very nice.
No, I'm serious.
Well, I'm not serious, and
I think you need to go to church.
Oh, don't tell me about Jesus coming, because I'll tell you if he can come twice, I'll put him to work.
That is absolutely disgusting. I've never heard such a terrible... That is the worst thing I've ever heard.
Now, come on, seriously talking.
That's blasphemy.
Oh, you've got to be kidding. Jesus didn't only have his feet washed by Mary, and you know it.
Now, listen. I am not going to have you sit in this in this place and be blasphemous and bring Jesus Christ down to your sick level. I'm not going to have that. That's ridiculous. Hello, you're on the air.
Yes, I agree with that last gentleman. My name's Taffy, and I'm from Orange County.
Yes.
Okay, and I have a question for him. Does he believe in any type of religion?
I believe in myself. If you read my business card, God created
I'm not
man...
into that perverted shit. I'm sorry, but...
Oh, that's an interesting word to get on the air. I appreciate that. That you belong in that Mexican situation.
Would you answer her question? Do you believe in God?
I believe in myself.
You believe in God?
Read my business
you don't
card.
have any bylaws or anything like that, right?
Bylaws? What are you talking? What?
10 Commandments.
Do
you believe in the
Pentecostal, Catholic...
I believe in the New York Yankees and the Detroit Lions.
I don't care. They all say the same thing.
What do they
not
say?
Commit adultery. Okay?
There's nothing saying about do not entertain.
He doesn't care, though, you see, Kathy, because he doesn't believe in God.
Taffy?
Yes.
Taffy is interesting. That's a nickname of Viper. I like that.
Now listen, Taffy.
Good name.
Don't make me throw up, okay?
Listen, he is not going to
That
go
would
along
rank
with
with the other situation you just stated.
Just a minute, Bill. He does not believe in God. He says that there is no God. That you think you're God, Bill?
There's only a God when the Yankees and Lions win.
So you're an atheist too?
Essentially. I believe in myself. My card says God created man, William Margold created himself.
Yeah, but you see, Bill, if you did have any kind of religion in you, which you don't, of course, it's only people who don't believe in God who can get down in the gutter like you.
That's
wrong. Because if you believed in God, and whether you believe in him or not, one day, Margold, you're going to have to meet your maker, and God will look you right in the eye.
And say, let's see some of your films, buddy.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. Hello, you're on the air. Go ahead. This guy is really, really raunchy, sick, perverted. Go ahead.
Okay. My name's Matt from LA, and I'd like to ask him,
Speak loud. I can hardly hear you.
I said I'd like to ask your guest how he got into that business.
How did you get into the business?
I got into it back in 1972 as a writer. I wanted to be the George Plimpton of pornography and explain to people what happens behind the scenes, and they found out I could do a little more than write.
Like what?
What do you think?
Like be sick.
All right, never mind. You're too young to be even talking about that. All right, if you want to talk to us, here's the numbers in the 213 or the 818 area code. It's 520-KLAC, 520-KLAC for Los Angeles and the San Fernando Valley. In Orange County, it's 714 area code. It's 977-KLAC, 977-KLAC. The topic is pornography. This guy, obviously, he's getting worse and worse. He's digging his hole deeper and deeper and deeper until we're finally really coming down to realizing just how raunchy and rotten he really is. Okay, let's go back to Orange County. You're on the air. Hello. Hello. You're on the air. Oh, sorry, we lost that call. Hello, you're on the air. Hello.
Is this Wally?
Yes, go ahead. You're on the air.
Okay, I wanted to know what you thought about your daughter being an